A new ban list has just been announced for Master Duel. Let's hop right into it. Boom. Now, before going to the ban list, let's see what's going on with the tier list. Purrely, Dragon Link, both tier 1. Tier 2, we have newly released Vanquished Soul. We have Branded Despia, Mathmech, Kashtira, Labrynth, and then Scareclaw and Fluandreeze. Will Fluandreeze be seeing some collateral damage as they've been seeing almost every single ban list? Let's find out. All right, cards to be unlimited. Starting off, Zodiac Trident. What? Why is this being unlimited? This is weird. As you can see, this card is banned in TCG, banned in OCG, and if we type in Zodiac here and cards that are hit by the ban list, there's a bunch of them. The Broad Bull, the Rat Pier, the Barrage, all banned. And, well, wait, TCG, OCG have the Rat Pier at 1. And Barrage is at 1 in Japan. So maybe they're slowly freeing up the Zodiac deck type. This is very interesting. What is Trident at 3 going to even do? It went from 1 to 3, but you're not going to really summon more than 1 in 1 turn. The effect of popping a card in the field is not a hard once per turn, but if you don't use the effect to summon it, you need 4 level 4 monsters. So who the heck's going to be able to do that? None of these decks. But maybe a pure Zodiac deck will enjoy playing more than 1 copy of Trident. Sure, maybe they'll play 2. That's all I could really think of. And okay, a full hand trap deck with a few Zodiacs, and now you're going to have more than 1 Trident? All right, why not? Don't really see that as too impactful. Moving on, Leerlusk. What? Cobalt Sparrow. Okay, Sparrow. This is interesting. This is going from 2 to 3. If we look at the deck types, we have pure Leerlusk, but Leerlusk Tri-Brigade is the better way to play the deck. Let's click on this. The deck is, we look at this, is TCG, this is banned, Smorg. So with this card being banned in the TCG, Japan thinks it's totally fine to have Leerlusk get pretty much, I would say, yeah, full power. The Tri-Brigade cards are no longer hit. The Tenki, they could play more than 2 if they want to. They got Fractal at full power. All right. The deck's been dominating our meme tournaments until you all hit the ban list enough where in our perfect ban list event, it's no longer that good of a deck, apparently. But sure, okay. Any Leerlusk enjoyers? Cards to be semi-limited, okay. Signet Mining, huh? Okay, that's interesting. Let's click on this. Let's go to the deck here. Send a card from your hand to the graveyard. Add a level 4 or lower Cybers from your deck to your hand. This is released in a structure deck, the Burning Spirit structure deck, you could get it. So I guess they're not going to have to really do a refund. That's interesting. Mathmech enjoyed it, 81% playing it at 3. But you see, that's the interesting thing. Some, a small amount, were playing it less than 3, and now it's semi-limited. Code Talker, deck type, Ignister, 100% at 3. So I know they're not going to be happy about that. And we did look at the tier list where Mathmech is at tier 2, so I guess it's just going to be dropped on the consistency just a little bit. That's kind of interesting. But going over to Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, and we look at the tier list over there, I guess there aren't really Cybers decks doing that well. Well, we could see Mathmech all the way down here in the past month of events, and they chose to do this in a different way. They put Circular to 1. So it's Signet Mining at 3, and now going to 2 in Master Duel only, and Circular is going to be a card that's free. It's at 1 in TCG, 1 in OCG. And then Signet Mining, looking at Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, we could see that Salamangreat is about to come out with some great new cards to make the deck a lot more playable. But, I mean, looking at this list right here, wait, that's only playing 1 Signet Mining in the main deck? Oh, the OCG? That's kind of weird. Let's click on the deck type breakdown here. Okay, not everyone's playing at 3, apparently. Sure. Okay, yeah, you know, maybe they don't want to discard. Let's move on from this. Now, by the way, Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta is not out, but it will be soon. Soon. Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms, from 1 to 2. Now, Dragon Ruler still has bans. Are they going to start unbanning more Dragon Rulers? They freed up Blaster recently. That's a big one. But we still have the Title and the Redox, both banned. This was a tier 0 deck very long ago, back when I played 9, 10, maybe even 11 or 12 years ago. I was playing with this deck. It was nuts. And okay, sure. Tempest from 1 to 2. Who's really playing this, though? Dragoonity's enjoying it 100% at 1, so I guess they'll be playing at 2. Armed Dragon is enjoying the deck. I know pretty much Heartbreaker is the main mad lad playing this, probably. If we, where is he at? If I keep going, wait, there's a lot of Armed Dragon players. What the heck? Okay, sure. There, let's keep on going. That's surprising to me. Pot of Desires. From 3 to 2. Now, you could just be saying, hey, it's joining the TCG and OCG. But what's weird is it was the only pot not hit, the only good pot. Pot of P, pot of E, pot of Duality. Still a little sick, sorry. Now, Pot of Desires joining the good pots of getting hit. Of course, leading the charge, Pot of Greed being completely banned. Damn, why? Why did this get hit? I don't understand. What? Cash Tiro is playing it at 2. Sword Soul Tenyi is just like across the board. They're like not sure if they want to play it at 0, 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, I guess. Oh, Gizmek, Grandma Ju. Like Grandma Ju would be the only deck that was definitively playing this at 3, and this deck's obviously not a problem. Gaining 400 attack, so it becomes 4,000 attack and defense with the Pot of Desires activation, but. Damn, what's going on? They're even trying to use all the pots here. Okay, this is very weird to me. I don't think that this makes much sense. Let's keep on going. Quick launch. Well, we talked about Dragon Link being tier 1, and this is a bit of a little consistency hit. Okay, TCG at 3, OCG at 3, but you got to be thinking, what happened with the deck in TCG? Are there any other hits that they could have done compared to what we're doing? So we look at Dragon Link here. Wait, Chaos Space is also getting semi-limited? What the heck? Wow. Okay, a little bit of a spoiler here. Both played at 3, now going to 2 and 2. All right, interesting. Now, let's look at what happened in TCG, because the deck is a bit different here. You got the Bestial hits, and now Chaos Space and Quick Launch, cards that you definitely wanted to see in your opening hand. So let's see, on the tier list here, is there any Dragon Link right there? Okay. Oh, Chaos Space is limited to 1 in TCG. That's a big one. And something else that's weird is the Striker Dragon is limited to 1, where in Master Duel, we are summoning a second Striker Dragon alongside the Pisty to summon a monster that's banished or from the grave. And then also another interesting hit is that Wyver Burster and Collapse Serpent are both limited to 1. And then if we switch this on over to OCG, they have Lubellion at 1. So that's another interesting way they could have hit the deck, through Lubellion limit to 1, or the Wyver Burster and Collapse Serpent, and or the Striker Dragon. So yeah, this deck has just been relevant forever. I cannot believe how long it's been good for. And I believe it's still going to be good. It's still going to be around tier 1, tier 2. I don't think this is too big of a deal here. The deck's playing mostly 2 Lubellion. Okay, yeah. Search for your Chaos or special summon your Rocket Tracer. I know it's really annoying when you disrupt their Striker Dragon or try to disrupt them early from getting the Rocket Tracer out, and then they follow up with a Quick Launch, because they never really start off their turn with this. They wait for you to try to disrupt them, and this is one of the decks that it seemingly plays through infinite disruption, and it just feels like there's no real good counterplay to the deck, and I guess this will help lessen that feeling a little bit while the deck will still be good. Okay, let's keep on going. Yep, Chaos Space, we got spoiled on that. And Purrely, huh? Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that the deck got hit, but I'm surprised by the hit itself. This is at 3 in TCG, 3 in OCG. Purrely getting hit like this makes me think that they're hitting Ghost Rick. I think so. You may be confused. What the heck's going on? Well, on my channel, I have a video saying that Ghost Rick just made the best deck better, which it did. And in order to abuse the Ghost Rick cards in Purrely, you had to summon all 3 Purrelys. You were not going through the full Ghost Rick play of getting double X Purrely Nor on the field unless you summoned all 3. You'd have to pretty much make 2 rank 1 Xyz and also summon a Lily alongside it. So you had to do it like 4 times. You had to 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 summons. It's so much. And you also really needed your Purrely to hit the top 3 cards of your deck in order to get that rank 1 Xyz off to go into the So Cute boss, and then go into your second copy of X Purrely Nor alongside your UDF. So, okay. That's weird. Oh, delicious memory. How did I miss that? Right there. Semi-limited. Wow. Okay. This is a big thing expected to have been hit. It is at 1 in TCG, semi-limited in OCG, and you may be thinking, oh, I'm so sick of semi-limits. What's with these consistency hits? This is a bit different because the deck is centered around my friend Purrely revealing 3 of a Purrely card. And if the card's playable at 3, it's no longer random. You guaranteed add the delicious memory, which then gives you that really consistent turn 1 X Purrely Nor. This is the focal point of what makes the deck really toxic, is being able to consistently summon this by the Lily grab my friend grab a guaranteed delicious, then make the plump, and then plump goes into the X Purrely Nor, and now you're not going to have that guaranteed anymore. It's 66% chance. Now, if we look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta.com, we're going to have to see the deck Purrely here. Top deck. In TCG, they have Delicious at 1 and the Sleepy Memory unhit. But in OCG, they have Sleepy Memory at 1 and Delicious at 2. But there's a big difference between the TCG, OCG, and Master Duel. And it's that with Delicious Memory being hit, the main turn 1 play would be Sleepy Memory. But in order for Sleepy Memory to be a turn 1 play, we need E Purrely Nor. We don't have E Purrely Nor, which then sets up the Purrely Leap to then summon the X Purrely Nor during the opponent's turn, giving the deck a little bit more counterplay measures to play against this deck, I should be saying. And yeah, okay. So when can we be expecting this? Well, maybe I'll be leaking it soon because I'm not sure how the position of the deck without the E Purrely Nor. The Ghost Rick version, I think, is probably going to be not so good to play anymore because of the regular Purrely being at 2 now. You're going to really have to play, I think, more Purrely Leap, discard this, and then shuffle your Purrelys back in the deck to be able to make double rank 1 Xyz plus have a Lily alongside. I mean, that is 5 summons. And now you only have 5 of the 3 Lily, 2 Purrely. You got to summon all 5 without the Purrely Leap. It's really not going to happen. Wow. Okay. So does this make it lose its best deck status? I think temporarily until the E Purrely Nor comes out, which may be soon. So we'll see that. Let's keep on going. Stovey, Torpedo, tier list again. Labrynth is on the tier list as tier 2. And interesting hit. Okay. The deck was playing it at 3. And I guess the biggest way to say this is a good hit for the health of the game is that people don't like when you play on their turn, especially on turn freaking 1. You finally win the coin flip after losing it over and over, and then you're playing against a Labrynth deck who's playing on your very first turn, aka turn 0. This was really toxic through cards like Havnus. This is why they hit Havnus. They also, Herald of Orange Light was a big one that they wanted to hit alongside the Ishizu cards because turn 0 nonsense is nonsense. And okay, this will lessen that a little bit, but my really fun version of Labrynth playing Plunder is now going to be not as good. I really liked discarding my Plunder cards during the opponent's turn 0, or I should say turn 0 overall, our turn 0. And now that's not going to be as consistent nor as fun. But yeah, okay. Yeah, lessen the turn 0 plays. The deck is still going to be really good. And you would think that maybe they would have banned Dimensional Barrier. I don't really think there's collateral damage to other decks too much if you hit Dimensional Barrier. Because it's like, well, why are you main decking this card, huh? It's because you're probably searching it with the Lady Labrynth, which I don't think you should be able to do. Not cool. Well, okay, let's keep on going. Interesting hit. Just a little consistency, a little less toxicity. Cards be limited. Runic Fountain to 1. I've been hoping for this forever. Pretty much as soon as this card was released. Now, I only hate Runic for Runic Stun. Not Runic Naturia, you're okay. Runic Sprite, you're fine. Magical Musket for higher. All these other versions are fine. What's not fine is Runic Stun. This is not okay. Sitting on a ton of floodgates, and this deck has been wreaking havoc on a bunch of cards here, like getting Card of Demise semi-limited, getting Amano Awado limited to 1, and I guess we could thank the deck for getting pretty much all these floodgates limited. Rivalry, there could be only 1. goes and match, skill drain. And then the deck ended up doing really well in the Duelist Cup, which a lot of people thought the deck was dead. And nope, this was a resurgence of the deck. It made a lot more people excited to play the deck. And I really dislike so much using Ash on their Huggin, and then they have a Runic Fountain in their hand anyway. Now, yes, they could use Tip to search anyway. They could, if they could get rid of the Huggin off the field, which is not that easy to do, to then summon another Huggin because it's not hard once per turn. But I do think that this makes Ash on Huggin a much more safer, a much less riskier play. Instead of, let's say, holding the Ash for something like maybe they have Card of Demise, or if you're saving it for the effect of Runic Fountain, I think this is a much better play. Just negate that Huggin. Now you know definitively that Runic Fountain is in the deck, and if you have a way to banish it, you're good. Let's see cards that banish. Some good counterplay. You Fenrir their Runic Fountain, it's over. You win. That is a good idea there. Chaos Angel is another one. Banish it, goodbye. And I think those are going to be the most prevalent ways to get banishing. If your deck has a way to banish, you can make Chang Ying and banish it maybe. So more counterplay, and you could more easily hand trap them. I do like that a lot. So thank you for that. I hate this deck existing. Now let's keep on going. Whoa. Diameter, Signet Mining and Diameter. Whoa, okay. Diameter got hit. This is really interesting. Instead of Circular being hit, I mean, we looked at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta website, again, soon to be released. And if we look at Mathmech here, the deck is hit by Circular, and they're playing triple Diameter. I don't think we're even playing 3 in most of our builds here. Let's see the deck. Let's bring this back up again. I have a million tabs now. Mathmech Diameter, 10% playing at 3, 81% playing at 2, and there's even some people playing it at 1. This does lessen the consistency, which is quite toxic, where if you were to disrupt Circular, or more important, you're disrupting the Allenbert, because that's the better choke point. You're negating Allenbert from searching Diameter, and then after you negate the Allenbert, they then normal summon a Diameter from the hand, and it's like, what the hell? That pisses me off. That's not cool. So then you want to hesitate on that negate. But a bigger part about the Diameter than it's summoning a monster from the graveyard is it's directly tied to Superfactorial. It gives you a negate during the opponent's turn. And now you banish this one copy of Diameter, it's over. We just saw in the Meta Weekly tournament, Diameter got banished by a Bestial, and then the Mathmech player with Terahertz just sent a second copy of Diameter from the deck to the grave, and then the Superfactorial was good. It was able to then summon Laplation and discard a card from the hand, send from the field, and then have that negate anything effect that Diameter gives the Xyz monster. So yeah, it's time to get Bestialing even more, even DD Crow. So if you're struggling against Mathmech, this really does give you that much more consistent counterplay measure of hold the Bestial for Diameter, where normally you are, and it is a good place still, I would say, to banish the Sigma to stop them from triggering the Circular, but maybe you don't even want to do that now. You have no excuse to get hit by Superfactorial, and then they have that negate if you just hold the Bestial for Diameter. So this really changes what the main counterplay was to do against the deck. And there you go. Hold your banish for Diameter. DD Crow, also a card that a deck like Vanquish Soul is playing. But, the thing is, if DD Crow is good against Mathmech, I would be preferring to be playing Bestial instead. So Bestial is the way, and very good. The deck was rising. It got a lot of new support with the Deceive Worm and the... Where is it? The Link Decoder is a big one, making the Terahertz off of, if you can make Splash Mage, two monsters, that's it. 2 monsters into a Splash Mage, you now have Terahertz. So the deck just got hugely boosted. And now with the Signet Mining at 2 and Diameter to 1, the deck's still going to be very consistent and very good, but the counterplay is there. And I kind of have to applaud Konami there. I do think increasing counterplay measures with Runic Fountain going to 1, just deal with the Fountain. Diameter to 1, deal with the Diameter. I think that's a healthy way to have the game. Still have the decks be consistent, just give us those counterplay measures, and this is it. Okay, sure, very nice. It is different. Let's keep on going. Oh, full changes. Runic Fountain Diameter. I think a lot of people are going to be upset about these, but I do like that the counterplay has been going up, reducing the consistency of playing on turn 0 with the Stovey. It is a good idea. The deck's still going to be very good. I do think Dimensional Barrier should have been dealt with. The Ghost Rick getting Purrely hit, that's pretty interesting. Delicious Memory without the Purrely Noir, I do think it's going to fall off as, you know, not being the best deck until Purrely Noir comes out. And then another thing is the pain point of trying to disrupt a Mathmech and Runic deck, and then they still play through it, and you have Dragon Link being the king of that, and this does lessen that, where they're not going to just follow up Quick Launch or have a Chaos Space on top of their combo that, you know, it's like you don't even think they need this card. They don't really need this. It's just on top of, and usually on top of after being disrupted. So it's just really annoying to see these cards. Also, randomly milling the Chaos Space with the Chaos Ruler, which I should have really brought up that Chaos Ruler. Oh, geez, I didn't even bring that. I was talking about Dragon Link, and Chaos Ruler's banned in TCG and OCG. So I know someone in the comments could be like, oh my gosh, DK, you talked about all the other cards being limited. That's because I didn't see it on the extra deck breakdown of the TCG and OCG deck because the card's banned. But yeah, that's something I should have brought up, and another way they could have hit the deck, and probably the way they should have. But now I guess it will be much less consistently milling a Chaos Space going into a free draw 1, which is kind of annoying to see and play against. And Pot of Desire's weird. Tempest, not really sure how much that's going to do. Signet Mining, a lot of collateral damage there. Ignister, I'm sorry. And I guess I got to pick up Leerlust. That's something. And Dryden, I don't think is really going to be doing much. And what do y'all think? They got the wrong Mathmech. People wanted Circular to get hit, you know? I just got to say, play your Bisteel. If you hate Mathmech, play the Bisteels, play the DD Crow, and you'll be fine against the deck. Just save for Diameter. No flu hit. Let's go. Let's get them next format. A deck that's just randomly getting hit all the time. I hate when they hit good generic consistency cards like Signet Mining. Yeah, that was kind of an interesting hit. I think they could have just done the Diameter hit, and this is a bit weird. And with the new Salamangreat cards on the horizon, just the option of wanting to play 3 Signet Mining, even though we saw a lot of decks were not playing it at 3. But okay, that's it for the ban list changes. I appreciate you all very much for watching the video. I'm going to have leaks this Sunday on stream on Twitch and on YouTube, streaming on both at the same time. Make sure to stop by and say hello during the tournament, and I'll be giving you some good leaks that day. And with that said, we are out.